Salut, salut mes amis! Aujourd'hui, nous parlons de depuis. We have already talked about il y a, an expression of time, and now we're moving on up to talk about depuis. Alright, depuis en anglais, since or for. We're going to contrast this with il y a, and you will see there are a couple big differences. The first one, depuis uses present tense, which is like fantastic. We do not have to use the passé composé, even though I know y'all love it and sing the Vanna Tramp song in your sleep. But we get a break from it here. It uses the present tense. It's going to tell us when an action started in the past. And it's really important that you understand this action is still going on in the present. That's why we're using depuis. So, par exemple, j'attends depuis la semaine dernière. Here's my present tense verb. Depuis means since, and we've been waiting since last week. When I say I've been waiting since last week, that means that I am still waiting. Pain in the derrière, if you know what I'm saying. J'attends depuis 10 minutes. I have been waiting for 10 minutes. So here's an example up here of depuis meaning since. Here's an example of it meaning for. So that's the two different translations of depuis. Now, I got a little test for you. We're going to test your logical thinking. Okay, here we go. How long have you been teaching is the question that some people ask me. All right, well, what would be a logical answer if somebody asked me, how long have I been teaching? Well, let's try this. For last year. Last year's a specific date. Oh, no, that makes no sense. All right, we're going to try again. Retour. All right, how long have you been teaching? If I say how long, I want a length of time. So I'm going to say for 1 year. Yay, look at us go. Next up, since when have you gone to Highland? Or, since when have you been going to Highland? Since when? When? Since 3 years? No, who would say that? We would say since 2012 because when I say, or 2010, when I ask a question with when, I need a specific date in my answer. Look at us go. Alright, so we're going to use two different questions with depuis, and you might have figured out what they are based on our little English examples. Depuis quand is the first question. It means since when. Now, this answer is going to use a specific date or a specific point in time because I want to know when. When exactly. The contrasting with that is depuis combien de temps. For how long. So for how long, I need a length of time in my answer. And that was the difference between those two questions that we just did in English. That's why some answers worked and some didn't. Okay, is whether or not I needed a specific date or a length of time in my answer. So you gotta pay attention. Oh boy, here we go. So, depuis combien de temps parlez-vous français? Combien de temps? For how long? How long? Length of time. Depuis 3 ans. Is that what you want to do? Oui! Go team. Depuis quand tu joues au basket? Since when have you been playing basketball? A lot of people ask me this because I am very talented at basketball. And the answer, this is tough. What is the difference between the age of 10 years and 6 years? 6 years, this is a length of time. Whereas up here, the age of 10 years old is a very specific point in time. It's when I turned 10 or the year that I was 10. That's when exactly precisely I started. So that's why that would be our correct answer. So another comparison to help you out. Depuis quand? Depuis combien de temps? All right. Oh, look at those fun boxes. All right. Depuis quand is going to answer with a specific time or date or age, something like that. So if I asked you, depuis quand parles-tu le français? Since when have you been speaking French? You're going to need a specific date. All right, maybe since the age of 12 years old. Is that anybody's case? Of course, you've been speaking it practically since birth. Je le parle, I've been speaking it since the age of 12. This is a very specific time, which is why it can answer the question depuis quand. Now, over here, depuis combien de temps is going to answer with a period of time. So if I asked you instead of depuis quand, like over here, depuis combien de temps parles-tu le français, all right? Your answer is going to be a little different. Je le parle depuis 10 minutes. I've been speaking French for 10 minutes. Or, maybe you would say 6 ans, 6 years, or 3 ans since you're in your third year of French. The point is that these are all lengths of time. All right, it's not easy, but we're going to figure it out. You're going to figure it out. We got this together. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to write out and answer in French one question with depuis. You can use depuis quand if you want. You can use depuis combien de temps. Pretend somebody was asking you this question and then answer it in French. So bring in tomorrow one depuis question, either depuis quand, depuis combien de temps. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you've also answered it, and that'll help us figure out if you kind of understand this concept or not. All right, merci beaucoup. À demain.